Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Your favorite podcast, it's Critical Blast.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 9th and 10th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish. They're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam! Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
And I'm Scott Wakefield, host of Silverline's Wednesday WHAM, where we talk about comic books and all kinds of great storytelling, sometimes with incredible guests. And we want you to join us Wednesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you there.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
It is Wednesday evening. What's up? Is that good? Thank you. I was just shoveling food in my mouth. I am a professional microphone operator here behind the black Amazon microphone. Yes, I'm very professional. I'm putting food in my mouth seconds before we go live. Wednesday means Wednesday WHAM with the Silverline crew, and I'm joined by Roy Boyle. Thank you, sir, for being here. Rob Davis and Barb. Hello, everyone. And we've got our cast of characters saying hello. Mr. Salazar there. Vic. And yes, Make Mine Silverline. And Pops is saying hello. Hey, Pops.
Hey, yo.
Hey, glad you're out there, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We have our usual silliness to cover tonight. We'll be talking pop culture, what we're watching on TV, what we're reading. If anybody's gone to the movies lately, I haven't. I hope somebody can fill that time with some interesting thoughts on what's on the silver screen. I don't know. I'm getting nope. Nobody's jumping on that right away.
Not comic.
Haven't been in a while. No.
Are you familiar with Andrea Bocelli?
Yeah,
the singer.
Oh yeah.
He did a movie where I went through Italy on horseback to visit his childhood homes and visit family and stuff, and had people come in from mostly Canada and the US, and they did live performances at really ancient ruins and stuff, and it dotted the whole storyline with him singing. It was good.
And were there a lot of explosions and lasers?
Man, so much fire.
Okay. How are the special effects?
Actually, there's one scene where there's probably 10,000 candles lit, and I want to know what interns they got to go around and keep every candle lit.
When I worked my first job was a dishwasher and
I thought you were gonna say lamplighter.
Yeah, well, actually, my first job was a cemetery groundskeeper. I ran a lawnmower.
Is that where you developed your Scottish accent?
Groundskeeper Scotty. And it wasn't until Rory, I think you were the first one to say that my first job, I did have hundreds of people beneath me. And my first job was keeping the grounds of a cemetery. And I was only allowed. That's Rory's joke, okay?
No. I stole that from Phil.
Okay. And so the guy actually in charge, because I was just a stupid teenage boy, he would not let me take the wheel horse lawnmower out of second gear. So it was like all Saturday, just driving the lawnmower. Because you ask a teenage boy, he's going to, of course, put it in whatever high gear he can and go as fast as he can. My second job was was a dishwasher, dessert and salad person at a restaurant. But then I did such a great job that every once in a while I got to be like the host. Like, I was 16 years old, whatever, and I would greet people. But before the dinner hour, they dim the lights, and I would go around and I would light all the candles. But the restaurant owner, she was of course very frugal and pinching every penny. She would challenge me to see how many candles I could get per paper match. So we'd put all the candles on one table. And how much does a pack of those paper matches cost? When you buy them in the box of 500. And I'd get all nervous.
Piece of coal to warm the whole office.
She'd watch me. What? She'd watch it, and she would kind of joke about it, but I knew she was serious. Like, how many can I get? 3? She's like, I can get regularly 4 candles per match, and so I'd have to get my technique. But yeah, lighting 10,000 candles. I don't. Did they have a lighter? Or
hey, my lab partner Matthews O'Houlihan finally lit a Bunsen burner with a match at the end of the semester.
Oh. I got it on video. That's a big moment for your young underlings. They're all still under your wings, though, right? Are you letting any of them fly, Rory? Are they...
Yeah, give me more life lessons.
What's the problem with it's with teenage boys? Okay, so also this is a great bit of wisdom I learned from that older gentleman who was the groundskeeper of the cemetery, and so it would be me and his 2 grandsons were doing these jobs, and he would say, when you need help, then you've got a boy, you got 1 boy. When you've got 2 boys, you've got half a boy. If you got 3 boys, you got no boys at all. Yep, he was right. The 3 of us were
not wrong.
We would take all day to do any job. It took so we
wise man,
a very wise man. No boys at all. They're all gone. Yeah, so he was wise to make us keep the lawnmowers in second gear, not give us any high powered machinery. Teenage boys. Yeah, and did she make you rebuild the matches? Yes, I had to piece half matches back together.
Yes.
It's very, very frugal. The restaurant is still going. That was 20 plus years ago. So
the profit margin in
food service. Oh my goodness,
it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculously thin.
Yeah. And I didn't get it when I was a teenager too, and not being a slacker too, and the goofing off and washing dishes and not that I did it. I'm saying there were instances of others perhaps slacking off at the restaurant. I can't. I never did that.
Well, if I did it, I learned it from you.
Well, good evening, everybody out there. We do have a topic for tonight. After that, Rory recommending the Italian operatic epic adventure, and Vic's like almost as thin as the profit margins in comics. Good one, Vic. Yeah.
Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
We are going
Rob
to
can
talk
barely
tonight.
afford hairbands.
He's stealing rubber bands
He's
off the
stealing them
broccoli
from Bart.
at the
He doesn't
grocery
have
store.
Buy them at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Get him off the
500
green onions
500
The
for
green-
a
yep.
buck.
at the grocery store.
Actually, 5,000 for a buck.
You know,
It's
the dollar store is really the best bang for your buck for a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and it's a good
The
thing
$1.25
Dollar General is
store?
putting them every 12 feet.
Oh my
Because
Yeah. Well, there's a joke that my wife and I have when we travel, and that's whenever we see a Casey's store, we expect to see a Dollar General within 3 blocks.
within 3
Yeah.
blocks, okay,
Walking distance.
yeah.
I don't know if you know what Casey's
I
is.
don't, but
I do.
It's a general store type.
It's like a quick
here in the
trip.
Midwest.
okay.
And it's a convenience store, but it's set up kind of like a general the old general stores.
Gotcha.
It's very Midwestern.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
but
it's a
yeah,
gas
if you
station convenience store.
if you see
Okay.
one within 3 blocks, you're going
This
to
is
see a
good.
Dollar General.
Well, when I drove across the country a couple summers ago, really, like those were our lifesaver. Like it really was.
yeah.
We could pull off the gravel road at any town, and there'd be one. There would be a Dollar General.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're in
everywhere.
Iowa, a come and go.
Oh,
Spelled
yeah. It's just no. Okay. Again, is it,
Yeah, yeah,
whoever
yeah.
thought of that?
Yes.
Whoever thought of that name? Someone needed to update it. It
My
is a
home
very
state, yeah, come and goes.
it's very
In
strange.
Puerto Rico, there's corner
AUM.
stores called
Yeah,
Is it what?
to go. There's corner stores in Puerto Rico, TOGO,
Togo.
and they were Togo. That's what I started
Togo.
calling them.
Yeah. Togo.
just to like miff people, get
Yeah.
people ruffled. It's to go, like Togo.
No, Togo.
So all the incoming crew. Go to the Togo.
Called the Togo.
Everybody,
Togo.
all the gringos were calling it Togo, and all the Puerto Ricans were like, "What?"
Rory, you're gonna get someone murdered. You're
I
gonna
know.
get
I
someone
have a
murdered.
girlfriend who's from California, and she happened to drive cross country and went through Iowa, and she was so flabbergasted she had to take photos
Of the
of the
yeah.
come and go
well,
and post them online.
the first time we drove east when I was a little kid, we went through, I forget which state it is, as intercourse.
Yes, Pennsylvania. There's an intercourse Pennsylvania. Yep.
Intercourse,
Mhm.
Pennsylvania. My mother just about
Yeah.
fell out of the car laughing.
Well, you can just have a pleasant intercourse with someone, right? Isn't that just a dialogue?
Yeah.
Rob, I mean, come on. Casey's.
It was
rubber
my
cheese
mother.
pizza.
I'm this.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
yeah.
I
Your
don't
mom.
even know what. I don't even know what she's laughing about.
Mom, come
Until
on.
years later, it went, oh.
Yeah, I got a few of those.
I've never had a Casey's pizza.
Oh, they're really good, actually.
Rubber.
Oh, they
Best rubber
are
cheese.
good.
Oh, Casey's pizzas are good.
Okay. We
Yeah.
have a chain a line of stores called Crosby's up here, gas stations, and their pizza, their slice, and their rotating heater pizza is really good. And you can get they would do like 2 larges
It's
in a
probably
in a
the same
2-liter,
thing that Casey's used.
and it was
Yeah.
like
Probably the same thing.
$13. I would it was like a Tuesday special. I'd feed my family. My family was so happy.
They are so
Yeah,
lucky to have.
I know. I'm the greatest dad ever. Yes, it is a Missouri thing. And then
Smoke your
Vic
butt
saying,
crack.
"Hey, Jose," and Jose
whoa,
saying,
whoa,
"Sup, Vic?"
whoa.
You tell Vic.
Missouri.
You tell Vic.
Missouri. It's
I knew that was
Missouri,
coming.
friend.
You tell him, Vic. And the Wham crew,
Misery.
"Hey, Jose." And Vic's
Lives
not
in misery.
understanding what we're talking
Jose.
about. And it's okay, Vic. You'll know when you're older. And you're not illiterate. It's all right.
That's okay. Everybody calls a lot of people call the capital of Iowa Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
Well, isn't it in a Music Man when they say Iowa? Yeah. Yeah. Iowa. Hi, Roberta.
Hey, Roberta.
She's
Every time we go back home to Iowa, we go through Dubuque, Iowa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Called Dubuque.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's French.
Yeah.
Well, we
So
have a city in Missouri called Versailles. It's
Yeah,
Versailles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but do
Versailles.
people actually say Versailles?
They call it Versailles. That's the
Oh,
name
goodness.
of the town.
Oh
Somebody
my.
Americanized
Seriously.
it.
Yeah.
In Ohio,
It's
we have Medina.
Versailles.
Versailles.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
Medina.
It's Versailles.
It
Just like
works.
my grandma used to put it in the car in the garage.
The garage. There's
Garage.
a
Twine.
yeah. We have up near Rochester. We have a Charlotte. We don't say Charlotte, and we have Chili. Chili is not chili. Yeah, and Vic's calling you venerable again, Rob, and Des Moines is yep. Hi, Tommy. And Roberta, are you coloring cat and mouse?
Yeah.
All right.
I am.
And Jose
I
says,
just finished page 20 today and put it in the Dropbox there, Roberta.
Ex-in-laws live in Hastings,
20.
Yeah.
I only have 13. So is it skipping or did I miss a chunk of pages?
You must have missed a chunk because I've inked up through 20 as of today.
Oh no, I have not seen those.
Better talk to Roland.
All right.
Salazar says he's got a street named Sue, right? Yeah, everyone calls it Sioux.
Oh my God.
Yikes. Yeah. And volume 2, are we talking volume 2 of, what are we talking? Are we still talking about Cat and Mouse?
Cat and Mouse number 4.
4.
We're on 4.
Vic, what are we?
This is 4 for us.
Yes, Cat and Mouse number 4. I have inked up through page 20 as of this afternoon.
I had 20. Oh, I had 20. Yeah, I know what 20 is.
And for those of you out there paying attention, everything's done for. Well, I'm waiting on Rory to get just a few lines of simple text done. Just the final. That's crossing some T's, dotting some lowercase J's. And getting that done, so Steam Patriots Do is really essentially done.
Sounds done.
Last little bits, so that will be in people's hands, ready to print, ready to go.
All I have is roll that beautiful Steam footage.
Roll that beautiful Steam footage. That's got to be. We got to get that dog to say that.
I want to see. I want to see another video. You guys are epic with your videos.
Yes, I love your videos.
Thank you. I'm not going to argue.
We mastered the one shot.
Well, because the problem is the longer we take to produce content, the more maybe the bourbon flows. And
so you're having issues with your tech.
Diminishing returns. Yeah. Diminishing returns. Take 12, and then it's just inane laughter.
And just like Vita Vita Vegemin. Okay.
It just gets worse and worse.
Just
so we
know. Say it,
okay,
Scott. Hamburger. Just say
serious.
It. Hamburger.
First take. We're gonna do this. We're not gonna. If we stop, it's like when you have friends over to help you move some furniture, and the moment you put pizza out, and people say, "Oh boy, I gotta go," and everybody wimps out and leaves. So yeah, the moment we take a break or think we've got it. Vic says thought number 4 was the last of volume 2 from what I heard last time I was harassing Roland about it. Oh, okay. I don't know issues in volumes how they're working.
They're confusing,
and they might be entering into some sort of multiverse of madness in the cat and mouse world. Who knows? I can't keep it straight.
I think they are.
So do we not to ruin all the fun and make us be serious, but our fans out there, if they saw Silverline's Facebook and Instagram and
they demand
smoke signals,
they're expecting us to talk about something else.
Yeah, if they were watching Silverline semaphores, they know and listening to the ticker, we were going to be talking about technology. And now, in typical fashion, in typical communications of herding cats in the Silverline world, we have a calendar that we use to try to keep track of the upcoming titles, and then those messages go out on Facebook and so forth, and then and much like our conversations here, that message will go out, and then there'll be about 75 responses that go down the line, and people will scroll back up and kind of find out what's going on, and get a hint of the idea of a notion of a feeling of what our topic was going to be. And we were going to be talking about technology, and I meant, and I believe Rory meant, this may have been even Rory's idea, once again with our hive mind, we were intending to talk about technology that superheroes and supervillains and in the comic book,
like Tony Stark.
Right, like Tony Stark would use, how technology
or Batman.
Batman. Yeah, but
the old farts,
Barb. Barb. Speaking of old
And
farts,
Rob.
Barb.
No,
Barb and
I'm
Rob.
right there with her. Don't. Yeah, the
Yeah,
venerable
Barb
one.
and Rob,
they-
the old farts
yeah.
here, we're thinking about how technology has come along since the old days in
Right.
making comics.
So you
Right.
guys don't
Oh.
even think about it. You've already got in your mind that you're doing.
It's already
So
easy.
which
And
way are we gonna
Whereas
go? That's a
here's-
completely
here's-
interesting
I'm still
idea
using-
too.
here to
I'm
set
still
us straight,
using a pen. You know.
here to keep us on track, and to give us the answer we're looking for, we have Mr. Thomas Flormonti. Oh my
I
goodness!
think the technology we're talking about is what's in Rob's hand.
Okay.
That's
That's
Okay.
it. We're gonna
That's
spend
great.
the rest of the show.
Mhm.
okay. I'm gone. Bye.
Is
Love
it-
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Tommy.
Good
And he's out.
Ooh,
And yeah, what she's
Tablet.
got, what
Yeah.
she has. Yes.
Tommy's got a
Yeah.
tablet.
Yeah.
I
Barb's got a tablet. Roberta keeps it.
Yeah,
A mystery.
Now, if
I
that,
have a
when
tablet too, but I haven't
I have a
practiced
tablet.
on it very much
when I
yet.
started, if you would have
Rory's a
told me,
whiteboard.
if you would
This
have
is a-
told me that in
Rory's
the,
got a light board.
It's a light board.
Herding cats.
I've
Herding
got-
cats.
I've got
herding-
graph paper. My D&D.
That's technology.
adventures.
At some point,
This is
that
for
was
tracing.
modern technology.
That looks very D&D oriented.
Yeah,
It
you
does.
like my
Oh,
ship
yeah.
there? That's I don't remember what ship that is.
Yes.
Ship.
if
The
you would
misfortune?
have told me
How
30 plus
many
years ago
feet
that someday
per-
I'd be
per
making
square?
art on
On
a
a-
little handheld
And-
computer,
You'd have
I would've-
screamed
I would've-
sorcery.
yeah, it's sorcery.
Yeah, it's sorcery.
Yeah,
Because,
you
and
would've- yeah.
Fireball.
this is what I said when we before we came on the air. Back in the old days, we had to
When we
walk
didn't
uphill
have,
both
like-
ways to get to Kinko's just to copy
Kinko's.
our
Candles
Whoa.
to draw at
And we
night
had to
'cause it was
walk
so
into
dark.
town to get to FedEx.
Yeah, I
The horse
know.
broke down.
Well, I've spent almost my entire art career sad that Cintiq tablets were $2,000.
I know.
Just going,
And they're connected
Yeah.
to the computers, and it's a big mess. Yeah, just this,
Interwebs.
then you got a $2,000-3,000 computer that it's connected to just to
Very-
run those things.
There's that.
Rob's just got a piece of charcoal that he digs out of the fire, and
That's right. And
yeah.
starts with drawing.
You laugh.
When it happens,
You
when the
laugh.
EA hits, Rob's
You
going to keep
laugh.
on creating.
But
You
I'm
laugh,
serious in
but
some
guess
ways. I mean,
what?
at one point, you had to live in New York City
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
order to be an artist so that you could
Yeah.
take your art to the office or do the
Yeah.
art in the office. You couldn't live anywhere across country.
you couldn't trust the mail
Yeah.
for that.
No,
No.
no.
So when I got in, at least you could live anywhere in the country, but it was still pretty much old school pencil, ink on real paper that arrived by FedEx. You did your artwork old school. You put it back in the FedEx box
Yep.
after you had run to Kinko's and made copies. of it.
Major copies because
Yeah.
they did lose
Yeah,
them
because
every
if
now
they
and
got
again.
Right.
lost,
Right.
Yeah.
And then you
And you
hooked like
knew
hell-
you knew at Kinko's what the best copier was because if they did lose stuff, you could still get away with not having to re-ink anything, because you could send those. So you knew the best copier. You would walk in and you'd go, which one has been maintenance today? Which is the best one? Which one's got the better toner in it? So that way I get the richest blacks.
And then you'd get on the phone and you would talk to your editor.
Yeah.
Now, then I got out for a few years, and when I
rotary.
came back, they had this weird thing called inking on blue lines. I'm like, what? How am I supposed to do that? So I went through this whole process of learning a new thing, which was you get the art in a digital file and you print it out on your end. So I went and got a Brother Pro printer.
Yeah, something that was
Mhm.
big enough to do 11
Mhm.
by
Yeah.
17s, which
Yeah.
cost you 5 times as much
That's right.
at the
Mhm.
time.
I still have it. Brother Pro printers. That's
Yeah.
something that I could feed my
That's what I have.
MS-17
Yeah.
I used to have that.
Strathmore 500-pound
Absolutely.
cold press bristle through the back and print it
Mhm.
out, and then you could scan it back into the machine and send it digitally elsewhere. And that was a whole new process too. And then a few years later, all that's out, and then you're on an iPad.
And then
Well, it's
now-
all digital now. Yeah.
It's all digital now.
I do
So-
remember when the iPad came out, people joking about because it's like carrying it like a phone, and I don't think people quite got the
What's going
quite
on?
got the potential of it. It's funny. It's funny to.
Well, you remember when the iPads came out? It took them, golly, I forget. This is the Series 8 or 9. It took them a bunch of times before they came out with a decent, pen.
Yeah.
And one that you could actually draw on. That was that would do the palm rejection and all that kind of stuff. So it took a little while, and then a bigger screen. I think it's time for them to actually get us some bigger ones to draw on. But
interesting.
Well,
and not only
do
has the process of doing the art just gone through massive phases of change in the last 30 years, but so is printing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You can speak to that.
The BLAM didn't exist when we started. But
no, sure didn't.
I'm a really good friend of Linda Reinhold, Linda Lessman Reinhold. She used to color for our Marvel, and she lives close to me. And she has all of these original pages, which she has hand colored, and she has to match them up to specified like color wheel.
The
Pantone. I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Pantone colors.
Yeah.
So Roberta had to do all that.
Have to deal with that. I used to, yeah.
I never understood how they got. What did they do? Strip them and do them on a drum or something?
It was I was a
that was magic.
I worked in a
I've seen them do it at some
printer
places, but
and what they would do is it's Zipatone.
Yeah.
It's Zipatone. They would cut Zipatone for the different they had a formula that they had, and you had to then these numbers that the colorist would give you told you this color had to have this percentage of dots per inch for this section. So you would cut out Zipatone, apply it to the acetate that they would cut the plates with when they actually printed the books. Very tedious, very time consuming.
The right direction, otherwise you'd get a different.
It had to be oriented properly. For certain colors, it was skewed a certain direction. I never did learn all that, but I knew how it worked.
Yeah, it depends on
it's much better now that you just slide it into a scanner and you're done.
Yeah,
that's so much better and quicker.
Thank goodness.
I think I'm going to start a band called the Zipatones. That sounds like
that's funny.
Can you play the guitar or the banjo?
I can play the banjo. Scott Wakefield and the Zipatones. That's that's copyright Scott Wakefield.
I'm going to go get the website.
It's mine now.
Got it.
Hello, David.
How much you want to buy it for?
We're going back. Vic says, we're going to do steam powered technology. Maybe we'll talk about steam. And David asks on the tablet, what are you using in place of the keyboard keys?
I don't know how Barb does it. I use Clip Studio, and I have a little Bluetooth keyboard to the side, but all the buttons are on there. You can still do it without a keyboard. I just find it quick, like if you were using Photoshop kind of a thing. So I keep this to the side sometimes, and then I just draw.
And Salazar, yes.
And that works?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is witchcraft.
I don't like my Bluetooth keyboard because it's too big. So
I've got
has any ideas of a mini version of it that they actually like.
Somebody's making
grab the little tiny. I got a tiny.
I've had 2 or 3 of them, and they just lose Bluetooth connection all the time.
I have a Bluetooth number pad so that I can work on my spreadsheets for Silverline.
That's cool.
Vic, yes, you are an old geezer. That's cool that you do it old school analog.
But you should learn it physically first.
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to do it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I would
digitally, but
agree
it's
to
good
that.
to learn the old fashioned way. Yeah.
Salazar's got a couple tablets
in the closet.
Tablets
the ones without the screen.
Screen.
Because like you draw.
Yeah, once you start working on the screen.
The thing goes in.
Yeah, once you start using a screen, you don't really want to go back to just looking at a monitor.
So I got a big old keyboard because it's just easier to hit the keys when I'm not paying attention. But then I got this little tiny little guy also.
Mhm.
Oh, little baby.
And you guys,
little baby.
you guys are gonna love this. It's so cute. I found this XP pen mini, and it is so perfect that it is a tablet.
Drawing
Well,
pad.
it's a drawing pad. It's the smallest one they make. It's like insanely tiny.
Yes, it is.
And
For when you're working on a
and
plane.
it is. You can bring it anywhere. So like, so I don't have to create this huge amount of luggage to go draw in a coffee shop or something.
That's cool.
That's really cool. So that was XP Pen has that, and it was very cheap.
So I know Barb uses like Procreate to draw.
I
right?
do.
I like
Mhm.
Clip. And
I
Clip
wish
has
I had a
thing now
tablet.
where- Clip has a thing now where you can use your phone as a companion app. So if I go somewhere and I didn't bring my little keyboard, I can use my phone as the little Bluetooth keyboard, and it's just the buttons just show up on there, and I go tap 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 tap. tap.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah, we're talking. Vic's saying that the old way everyone looked like they had measles with the dots, and
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Depends
Sal's
on
are
how
saying
people-
now we recreate that with an overlay. People
Yep.
are using
Well,
that stuff, to put it back in.
Nostalgia.
Well,
vibe.
even-
Pantones. Yep.
Even with Kablam, even with the digital printing now, if you take a loop, you know what those loops are that you use to
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's there.
It's a monocle.
Those dots are still there. It's just
Yeah.
they're digitally produced now.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, they're still there. They're still do the moire pattern that it needs to do to produce the color and all.
But
that
now
kind of
you
stuff. It's still all
digitally
the
print, right, Tommy?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, you digitally
Yeah.
print, right? And what did you always digitally print, or was there a procedure before that, like jets? Did you screen jet, or
Did with Kablam?
yeah? Did you
There
always
you go. There's
digitally
your
print?
loop. There's his. Rob's got a loop there. No, it's always been. They're just big fancy laser jet printers is all they are. So it's toner based. It's not water soluble ink at all. It's just big fancy expensive printers.
See, I was working for a printing company during my down years in comics, and I saw them go from 4-color press,
Yeah.
to all the way up to the super $1 million KLM printers, like they have at I can't remember the name of the studio. They're like $1 million to buy these humongous printers.
They're a little cheaper now, but that's why we lease them. We don't buy them. And but no, about 10 years ago, they were trying to introduce high-speed inkjet printers, but they didn't dry right. We would get these samples all the time, and you could just
They'd be
stick your
sticky.
finger and
The
lick
covers
on
would be
them.
sticky.
Yeah,
Oh,
you could
that's
lick
terrible.
it and then rub the picture off of it, because just like your regular inkjet printer, if you put enough spit on it, you could rub the ink off of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, same kind of deal. Yeah, so basically they're big laser jet color printers, big fancy ones.
David,
Not $1 million.
You should print one with disappearing ink, so it's like good for like 6 months, and then it all goes white.
Or black and white ink.
Well, I was just gonna say, Tommy, I worked with a guy that worked in printing, and it annoyed him. He knows everyone says it. There's no stopping it, but saying black and white, because you're not putting white ink down when you're printing in black and white.
Right.
It just drove him nuts. But it was like there's nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone says black and white. You don't say
Okay, grayscale.
grayscale.
Well,
Yeah,
K.
grayscale,
Hey,
monochrome.
It's the K part
Yeah.
of the printing. There you go.
Yeah, you're not putting white down.
The paper's white.
Yeah.
The paper's white.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. I don't. This is just between us 6, right? There's nobody else watching.
No one's listening.
No, you're good.
We have to
7
Oh,
sites.
yeah, we still have to explain that to people sometimes. They ask about I want something to be white. And I'm like, the paper's white. What do you That's where your white color comes. Now we do have white toner because we have to use that in some of the stuff like with the chrome, the foils and all that kind of stuff. But But that's just to get an effect. That's not for you don't take a white sheet of paper and print white on it and then print your black over. That'd be a waste of money.
David is saying he's using the Mac with, is it Wacom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the company name.
Or Wacom. Some people
Wacom.
call it
Wacom. I always like to call it Wacom, but I went to
I think it's Wacom just because I've heard it more people
I've
say
heard
it
them
that way.
say it, at the
and at the
trade
booth,
shows and stuff.
at the booth, they say it like that.
And I would say Wacom on purpose, just
Whack-a-mole.
I always called it Wacom. I didn't know
just
any
like
different.
Togo.
I called it Wacom, but I was, for once, I was actually right.
Wacom. Yeah.
Vic's too stubborn. Just too stubborn. Vic, my goodness, you always rag on yourself, man. And David says he's using Photoshop for the iPad, keeps running into the message that feature is not available on mobile.
Don't use
it. Photoshop on the iPad sucks.
Well, then
go ahead and get
tell
you
them to try Procreate then.
Yeah, if you want something that does everything that Photoshop does, go ahead and get in the Clip because it can
way
do everything.
cheaper.
Yeah,
Affinity Photo is almost exactly the same on a desktop as it is on an iPad.
Yeah,
but it's got a steep learning curve is the only drawback.
Yeah, same as Clips. Clips actually you can import everything from your Mac, Windows, iPad. It's all. I mean, it's exactly.
Yeah, when I decided to go digital, I was already 60 years old, and I had never done anything digital art in my life. So trying to start Photoshop at that point was out of the question. I couldn't even understand the nomenclature. I mean, it was like, what are they? What's an alpha?
Layer?
What's an alpha lock? What's an alpha layer? I tried and I could not get it. So I needed something that an old dog could learn, something a 5-year-old could learn. So I found Procreate to be perfect for me. It's easy to learn.
I love
easy to
Procreate.
use. I love Procreate.
I just, for some reason, I just fell in love. I had been using Clip Studio for forever, and so I just kept using it. That's the only reason. No.
I learned Photoshop.
Yeah,
because it reminded me more of Photoshop,
and I've known it for years and years and years. So it's very complicated.
Lettering
when I
for
first
dummies.
started.
I mean, that says lettering.
You want to know one thing I have to say about Photoshop is if you actually take the trouble to learn it, you're so much faster on it than anything else. You kind of don't want to deal with the learning curve of anything.
Yeah, that's why Affinity is so difficult, and I don't use it much. Is that it's so much harder to learn than I know Photoshop. I know it inside and out, so I can just whip through and do stuff. Yeah. Whereas it takes
to me it
was
like
times as long on Affinity.
That I
to me Photoshop is all Greek.
I think.
Yeah, it's become every year it gets more and more complicated. Yeah, if you'd learned it back when I learned it, you would.
You'd have no problem.
That's just it. I was already way behind the curve.
Yeah, that's
for the stuff that we do, you've already learned everything. You just if you wanted to
you don't need anything else.
Yeah, you don't need anything else.
And another thing I liked about Procreate, it's a $10 app.
That's right. And you pay for it and you're done. That's right. With Clip, you still have to pay a subscription, but that's fine.
Yeah, David's asking.
Scott and Rory, what word processor do you write on?
Oh, that's funny.
Well, when I'm mobile, you see, I use notes.
What paper do you learn?
It depends on if I'm using my home computer. I actually have my Microsoft suite of programs, but if not, I use the notes on.
Yeah.
Or some I have this. I have this.
I have about three handwritten books that are like all disjointed thoughts.
Really?
For instance, you still have all those sticky notes in the back?
Where are your sticky notes?
Yeah.
I see them back there.
Yeah.
3x5 cards. Those are great. Color coded sometimes, but
really, I use Google Docs or Word, and it's really boring. And I'm almost sad I brought it up. I just felt like
it's everywhere.
Do any of you writers actually use
just log in and go?
Oh,
perfect.
I do not.
I like writing by hand.
By hand.
Slows me down.
Yes.
Slows me down just a little bit, but but just enough.
I thought Barb was going to ask about writing apps because there are
guided, there's a lot of that
story
now.
making. Yeah, a lot of them.
There's what?
They have programs that help you write and keep things organized and all that. And
no, I don't know those apps.
It's like, nah, it's overkill.
Oh, I wanted to know if you guys did it old school.
GPT.
Oh, I do.
That's a real good one that helps you write stuff.
The Chat GPT, I've heard that's good.
You just ask it and it just gives you.
Write me a steampunk story about
a steampunk story. That's right.
All right,
that
brings
in 2
up
seconds.
That brings up a really good.
Right now.
So you write that with a quill, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta keep sharpening it. You know?
That brings up a really good
keep a
subject.
goose nearby.
AI.
The AI.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm gonna put the kibosh on that right now. We can't open that door because that's
today.
Not tonight, because really that is
talked
a
about
topic
it for an hour and a half the other night.
Yeah. And it is a topic that seems to be like
it's huge at school right now.
Like sudden, and I know it's not suddenly but it seems like it's been like, okay, we're talking about it, and now it's everything now, and like within the past less than a year, we were thinking
last 6 months.
People were thinking that it was going to be a long time, and it's here. It's outrageous.
I think it's like when you're at a place that you're not supposed to be, and you ask if you're a police officer. You know what I'm saying?
You have to tell me.
Knows what I'm
you
saying.
have to tell me if you're a cop.
So I think you got to tell me. So like if you're in a chat, you have to say, you got to tell me if you're a chat bot or not.
Are you a chat bot?
You can't be lying to me. I'm telling you things here.
It is crazy.
I know Scott knows what I'm talking about.
Yes. We're gonna take a little breather here to remind everybody what we've been talking about, because we missed our bottom of the hour break.
What have we been talking
I
about?
don't know. I do not know. So if anybody knows,
everything.
We originally, when we started this show, I thought we were going to be talking about characters who use technology in stories like Iron Man or
we can
Batman.
switch to that. That could be the
last. Switch to that.
No. Shh. Oh. It's okay.
It's okay. Scott's hand. Shut up, Thomas. Ow.
It's already almost the top of the hour.
It's okay because all it does is takes this topic and keeps it in a hopper, and we can save it for another time. This has been a great discussion, and I prepared, and now I'm prepared for another topic, another night. So, we're folks out there. Thank you for joining us. We were talking about technology and how technology has affected the creation of, especially comic books, heavy on the art side, because Brent did point out that we could take care of our writing on Word Perfect, and we'd have no problem with that. But even pencils and paper,
napkin sounds good.
Yes,
exactly.
Well, I like the whole Post-it note idea. You know, that's real old school. And then you could just switch it around. No, this scene works better over here.
Yeah, Brett, you got to show us how you actually write by doing what you do back there with all the Post-it notes. How that works. I'd be interested in that because my writing sucks.
I'll tell you sure anytime you want. It's funny is I don't actually feel like I have a process. I feel like I've every time I start a new project, I kind of go with whatever feels right. So sometimes I go with Post-it notes on a big piece of poster board, or sometimes I do an outline, or sometimes I just write down random thoughts and then just start they coalesce or congeal, maybe is a better word. So
I have this mental image of you being like Mulder from the X-Files, with strings and leading off to
lots
pieces of paper and pictures. And
what it's reminding me of when I'm looking back there is probably the way that they wrote this Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was based off of just a bunch of ideas they had Post-it notes for. Not saying anything.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it. I've heard good and bad about that movie.
Yeah, I want to see it, so don't ruin it.
I liked it a lot.
Brent, you liked it?
I did.
Okay.
I still give it a 4 out of 5.
Good. I'm going Tuesday, I think.
Just because I like
they got the geezer discount on
Tuesday.
Yes, on Tuesdays we do that too.
It's the matinee.
I thought it was fun. It was just something
fun, but I can do fun when it goes to like just
Preachy.
I mean, yeah, and awful. Like I can do a little dumb too. I can do some dumb, but sometimes when it just flies off the rails and it just becomes unwatchable. So
yeah, or when it's the same gag over and over.
The last
like
two
Thor.
Yeah.
The goats. I just want to stop.
Yeah,
just stop.
Enough. Everything was. Yeah, Vic's saying, yeah, being frugal, nothing to be ashamed of. You gotta pinch those pennies. You gotta use one match to light as many candles as possible.
Keep it burning.
Vic, we said we're not going to talk about AI. I do also like that the capital I without the what do you call those? The crossbars. I always think people are talking about Al. Yeah. Al have made me quit an anthology. I can't stand being seen as the same level as
that big guy's only 16. He can't spell. That's what it is.
All right. Don't let Al keep you down. All right. We're gonna rise
Al win.
Yeah, Vic, Al's a good guy. Don't
until
worry.
Al becomes all knowing, and then really we're screwed. And then
that's version 4 that they're fixing.
Al starts eating cats. We're in trouble.
That is Al, and that is becoming now part of our Wednesday bingo. Thank you, folks. If you're
when Al becomes all knowing, does that mean he becomes Al-Anon?
Al-Anon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're on a roll tonight with the old dad jokes.
Roy, what are you drinking? What are you drinking, Roy?
What am I drinking? I'm drinking a Keep Calm and Live Aloha. It's a cleverly disguised soda pop.
Yeah. By aloha, you mean be late to everything and
island time. Yeah.
Island time.
A buddy of mine's in Puerto Rico, and he's moving back stateside next month. And I told him, brace yourself.
Island
Things
time doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Everywhere else. Okay, so technology in the creating world, the comic book world, but also what about in the we talked about printing, but it really did also, and this isn't new, but it really opened the door with print on demand. It opened the door for people to the gatekeepers, the big guys,
and writing your own stuff and putting it on Amazon.
Exactly. Right. And the internet. I mean, you don't even have to have it printed.
This is true.
And it with everything comes good and bad, and really with that it opens a floodgate for a lot of bad, and that's fine. I'm all for taking down the barriers to allow people to create, because you always hear these stories of the J.K. Rowlings of the world or whatever getting their ideas turned down time after time after time, and finally getting their break. How many other people are out there that never got their break because of the limited access to publishing? And now you have to rise above the noise of all the people who. I mean, everybody. There's almost nothing stopping anyone. If you want to publish a novel, you can go to the library and type it out. If you don't have a computer, you can. So it's almost nothing.
Or get a Patreon.
Yeah, you can do
then
it.
You need friends.
Yeah, well, that is difficult. Yeah, I can't give anybody any advice on how to make friends. I got nothing.
But when you got places
that's quite an admission.
When you got places that can print as little as one copy, it makes it so you can just everybody can do it, which is I think is good. And it's not just because I know the people at Kablam. I just think I always thought it was a good thing. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't.
Yeah,
we do get a lot of people like, why are you letting everybody? You should be the gatekeeper on who you let in.
No,
gatekeeper. I hate that word.
Tommy,
I know.
I think you guys look at doing like hardbound books. What kind of equipment is needed for that?
Oh, it's a mess.
It couldn't be as fast.
It is a mess. No, we did at one point, and it was just we weren't ready for it, and we're still not ready to do it. Not with the stuff that we have now. We can print it all, but doing the binding was just
so it's a different machine for the binding.
Yes.
I have seen basically fanfic writers putting fan fiction. They just changed the names on on Amazon and selling Kindle copies.
Yeah,
Gary Potter.
Gary Potter. I'm an original character, like Rick Mouse.
I was his other brother. When you didn't know.
Yeah, Al is a jerk. Al's going to take over, and if Al becomes omnipotent and omnipotent and omnipotent, he will recreate. Yes, his planet. Yes, we do not want Alf to become omniscient. And so many web comic platforms make it where people don't have to print anything. Yeah, you don't have to print. Nope. And it's double edged. It's a two-edged sword. You can have lots of good, but the potential for lots and lots of bad is there. And so you got to leave that up to the reader. I would rather leave it up to the consumers to decide. And while we might sit here and bemoan consumers consuming garbage, people still go to McDonald's, and I mean that's they can read the literary equivalent of McDonald's, and there's nothing we can do about it. We don't want to stop the opportunity for everybody. The opportunity I think needs to be there, and
the market will sort itself out,
and let the market figure it out.
You have to sort through a lot of dreck to find those gold though.
Who was it? Asimov or what? A science fiction writer said 10%, 90% of everything is crap.
Okay,
So
I wish I don't know, but I think so. Sounds like something he'd say.
I want to go on record as saying I actually love McDonald's food.
Well,
every time people pick on it, a little part of my soul dies.
I'm sorry, Brent. And it was easy. It was low hanging fruit because I thought it would resonate for most of our viewers out there. But when I can get 2 hot and spicy McChickens for $3, and I can ask them to put extra mayo and extra lettuce on it, and sometimes if I say pickles, the person behind the microphone is cool with it. It's the best deal in town. Those hot and spices, I could eat like 6 of them. I love them. I love them. And how do you're losing money by not eating McDonald's? I mean, the amount of food you get for what it costs, and then you got to take out a second mortgage to go to Arby's if you want food. Arby's, we love you.
My biggest McDonald's experience was Puerto Rico's coming up a lot.
Yeah.
We had a barge fire in Puerto Rico because everything has to come to the island, right? So all McDonald's stuff gets shipped down. The barge is on fire. We're doing an investigation, so it's sitting at the pier for like months in the Caribbean heat. So everything in containers starts reeking of rot. So we start opening them up to air them out. We opened up the container, had McDonald's food in it, pristine.
Tell us something.
All 6 of us right then said, "Never eating there again."
That's no.
You grabbed the French fries and started.
See that?
French fries with their 16 ingredients.
When McDonald's French fries turn cold, they turn to something else.
They matter. It's just matter.
Yeah, my wife loves McDonald's French fries.
They revert to their vampiric form.
Something like that.
And milkshakes, this, folks, is how we get off topic.
Turn to snot. Well, that's technology and food processing, right?
Yes,
and we've gone from salting pork to make it through the winter.
I can't wait till AI is serving us
when we have robots. Well, I just read it actually. One of the
it's called Soylent Green.
Yes, I've heard. It's
let's go.
What?
One of the fast. I saw the headline. I didn't get to read it. There's one of the fast food chains is using Chat-GPT for the drive up ordering.
Checkers does it now. I don't know if they're using.
Who does?
Yeah, Checkers. They're
Checkers?
like. Y'all don't have Checkers up there?
Yeah, we have Checkers. Yep.
Yeah, all the Checkers
don't have them here,
but technology.
Yeah, and it's dead on accurate. You could make up whatever you want. You can say I want half of something on this side and half the other side, and it remembers and it comes up just the way you asked for it. What I'm not saying it's just between us 7, right? There's somebody. It's way better than the people that are talking to you.
When AI can censor the cheese on the middle of the patty, then I will be fine with it.
I'm not saying they're making this stuff. But
I know. When the robot can.
All I know is I'm not crazy about that idea because one day I will be, in line at the drive-thru and say, I want a McDonald's Big Mac, and then I'll hear, I'm sorry, Brent, I can't do that. Something with tofu in it.
Right,
and
right.
I'm going to have to take it.
It's going to bring up your medical history. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Your cholesterol is high.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Oh, that's awful.
And it's going to turn your car off and make you walk.
That's right. You have to walk up. All of a sudden,
it'll drive its car next to
drive your car for
you. Yeah,
even though it's not an auto driving car.
And I remember,
it'll pull to the
folks,
side
this
and
is
kick
how
you
we
out.
get off topic.
It's technology, Rob. Give us a break.
It's all the same.
It falls loosely under the category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Vic makes a good point. What's Chat GPT going to do with an angry, raving, ranting, screaming, irate customer?
Let me see your manager, and a different robot comes out.
I know.
We don't have
say,
time.
look at what it's like. This looks just like the same person.
I would love to. I'm gonna have to save it for another show. This recent week, my insurance company made a mistake. I'm not gonna name them by name. And my insurance, the state of New York thought I did not have insurance. Scott Wakefield thought he had insurance. So when Scott Wakefield was in front of a police officer and their little thingy ran my plate, they thought my vehicle was on a suspended registration. And hilarity ensued this week. Now I wanted to.
Sure.
I'm following on the heels of being an irate person. If you could have been a fly on the wall, I have to toot my own horn. I was very proud of my poise, my calm, my politeness on the phone with multiple representatives of it. And to top it off, they did have to. They took my plates off my van. They made me get out of my vehicle, and they.
What were you pulled over to start off with?
Nothing. It was the cop was
always
behind me, and
plates.
the scanner runs your plates, and it tells you suspended. Yeah. So he pulled me over.
Cameras on the front and back of their trooper vehicles.
That blows my mind because I see cars in Missouri all the time with those little paper.
Yep.
And they're over a year old.
Yeah. New York is crazy. It's a police state, but to top it off, I had to get my plates back. And went to put them on, and the officer who had removed my plates broke the bolts, so the shop couldn't put the plates back on, and it was like the icing on the cake for my week. And I said I can't drive away now. I can't. What can I? And the shop was just like, well, not our problem. It was so
The only place I've ever been pulled over is New York.
Yeah, New York's crazy. So
you just ran and held it out the window as you were driving. So
you were screaming, "Defund the police!"
No,
I'm moving to Tennessee. That's what I said. It was in our AI overlord world. We'll see how this all handles. Salazar is saying we have chess. Oh, checkers, chess. Haha, that's a bit more high class. That's they wear ties.
Really funny.
And
McHowell's.
You see, I can't do that, Brent.
Yes. Garbage rate with an army guy. Here's don't know why. Are you singing to the general, the insurance?
Oh,
yes. Tequila. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Folks, it's 8:58. We're my goodness. This is one for the record books. We actually, I think percentage-wise of our show, we were on topic for quite a while.
Yeah. All jokes aside.
Bravo, everyone. Well done.
Aside,
you're all getting a gold
and we
star.
didn't mention the 3.
We did it.
We could make it. We only had one reference.
We all get a gold star for today. And what a great crew with the extras tonight. I don't want to cut anybody short. Sometime we're going to talk about technology like Iron Man and Batman in the comics. Batman, Iron Man, and
I'm all for that.
Batman.
I'm an Iron Man fan.
Is he like an accountant in like
Batman,
Ohio?
Leonard Batman. Esquire.
Eugene
Batman.
We have our fanfic.
Batman.
And he's horrible with technology.
I just can't. Next week, I believe, I don't want to be telling tales out of school, but I believe Barb will be running the show. I do not know the topic. Perhaps it will be technology. And Barb, if you steal my topic,
no,
it's like you looked at her. You turned to the side.
I think she's already got a topic. Don't you already have a topic?
I do have a topic. It's going to be
great. There she goes.
The best literary interpretations to comics.
Okay. Whew. Everyone,
I'm going to get busy on that.
It's going to be some Charles Dickens up in here.
Yes.
I will be traveling. Perhaps I might try to join in. I doubt it. It is also my son's Tommy, one of my 19 children.
That's right.
It's 20. My son will be 20 on Wednesday. Yes.
Wow.
I have a 20-year-old son.
You started early.
Yeah, I actually, yes.
How old were you like when you started?
I was
3 or 4? Because I know you're only like 22.
I was only 22. Started very early. Let's. Yes. Salazar Punny. Yes. If you're in Tennessee, you can't write your right. I'm required to be illiterate. Hey, whoa. Okay. That's
fired.
Johnny Spiderman the third.
Spitterman. We'll call him Spitterman the third.
Spitterman.
And Roland did have a Huck Finn. Yes.
Really?
Okay.
That would be
It is 9:01. The
go.
FCC is going to yell at us, and Roland will yell at us for going over.
The other show is going to be
at the SEC, the DOJ. It has been a great show as usual. Our hour flew by. And did I have one kid a year? Yes. According to Tommy Salazar, if you ask Tommy, the number goes up every time he mentions how many. I have three children. That's it. Three.
But he has her wife, and he has about 20 wives.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not in Utah.
All of you, thank you for joining me, Barb, Rory, Rob, Roberta, Tommy, Brent, folks. Until next week, Wednesday WHAM. We love you. On the socials,
we love
share,
you more than
subscribe.
Sunday and Tuesday people.
We love Tuesday and Sunday are subpar compared to the Wednesday show. This is the greatest show on earth. I believe we've taken over as the greatest show on earth, and we thank you all for being here. We're gonna bounce, and as usual, I gotta kill time because I have to scroll and find every time.
Tune in next time for the adventures of Batman,
Eugene Batman, and
Batman.
L. Ron Spitterman, the third attorneys at law. Good night,
Louis
folks.
Cheatham and Hal.
Good night, folks.
Bye,
Mike
everyone.
Silverline. Silverline. All right.
Hi, I'm Bill Black. I created FemForce. But you know what? Today, make mine Silverline.